He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
Get the duck boats ready. After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Back to Folk. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Anything's possible! What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? My name is Brady McGrath, and I am here, as always, joined by my co-hosts Cam Garrity and Brendan Benevento. Cam, how are you feeling today?
How am I feeling? Spherical. We'll go with that.
Spherical. Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We'll give some big words out there.
How are you feeling today? Yeah, Cam brought out the big syllables today.
Yeah, he brought out spherical. Yeah. And it's like
you gotta learn how to count that.
3-syllable word.
Yeah, big 3-syllable word for this guy.
Oh, I did it.
No, I'm feeling good. I was able to get outside a lot this weekend. A lot of good stuff coming in to this episode. Massachusetts is finally reopening as of today, so that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie Baker put out his plan, get a lot of the workers in manufacturing and construction back out. He has plans to reopen restaurants to some capacity, hair salons, churches, places of worship, things like that, which I think is awesome because it gets a lot of people back into the workforce, which is great because people need it. And I think like he's doing it at the right pace to like reopen things at like a good level so that we can be safe about it too. So I think
that's pretty great.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid. I've been excited. I've been waiting for them to try to be able to open. I have been nervous though because they've been doing such a great job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's Massachusetts in general has been doing such a great job, and all the people that are like freaking out, like, no, it needs to be open
right now.
No, it doesn't need to be open right now. Like I've had people like that are protesting this whole.
Yeah, I don't
know. Protesting about you can't protest a virus, you fools.
I don't think I understand the protests, but like I do, like from my own standpoint, I think we needed to somewhat open back up just because like there are so many small businesses out there that are just dying. Like I've been taking screenshots of all these restaurants and businesses in Boston is closing, and they're like, thank you for letting us serve you for 20 years. Like, can you imagine owning a business, like working your ass off to open a business and then having it be successful for 20 years only for it to close? And then you have to go back, like start from scratch after that. Like it's just like, I'm not, like my whole point of view on it is I'm not putting the economy over people's lives, but I mean, when people's lives depend on the economy. Like, right.
I think with the whole like open the economy, right? Like everybody's like, oh, like you're gonna put people's lives at risk and stuff like that. It's more for those people that are at risk. Like stay at home so that like what I mean? Like if you're at risk, like stay at home. We're not saying fucking everybody needs to go, out and stuff like that. So
yeah, and like obviously if you're gonna go out, be safe. Don't be fucking stupid. Wear a mask, But
I feel like at one point we're gonna have to be out. Like throughout all of this right now, I feel like the biggest thing that we can, like, if we ever want to get back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever the new
normal
whatever
is. Whatever that normal may be
is. Like at some point, like you have to start going to try to see people.
Yeah, and some people you gotta have a plan to do something.
Like somebody made the quote with sports is like, if we're gonna wait for a league to have 0 coronavirus cases, you're going to be waiting a long time for sports to come back because this is not, it's like saying like someone's got the flu, shut down the league. It's like almost like that. I'm not saying it's the flu, right? I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's the same kind of mentality where like a player gets the flu. All right, well now they're out for 2 weeks. Now just have a little bit more precautions, right? Rudy Gobert has it. All right, sit out for 2 weeks. You can't play for 2 weeks. You're in a hotel room, like you can't travel, whatever. You test the team and you say, okay, nobody else has it. Good. We took care of this case. He's done. It's out of his system. Great. That's what they have to do. They can't just keep shutting down every time there's one case, or they can't be like, we have a case in the MLB from some AAA player, so the MLB can't play at all. It's like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah,
he's
and
in
like
Texas. Like we're
and the
playing
longer we're shut down, if the lockdown continues, the damage done will be just as bad as the virus. Because like you're looking at, like I said, I mean, already we've seen, I think it's close to 40% of small businesses have been damaged or shut down because of this. The longer we're in lockdown, the longer these people aren't working their small businesses, the more money we're funneling into corporations like Amazon and giving it to Jeff Bezos. And like, I have nothing against corporations, but I'm a huge small business guy. Like we ourselves are a small business, so like I'm a huge proponent of, that whole, lace up your bootstraps. It's America, build up your own thing, so
I think those companies too, though, are also like what a lot of people forget with corporations is they were those companies that were up by their bootstraps, started in a garage, like all these things. I do not believe that they should be the sole like monopoly. Like when they always say like Walmart's come to areas and close all those mom and pop shops and they open a Walmart somewhere, right? Like I'm not a fan of that, but like Amazon rely on it, right? It's a good service to have and everything like that when you need stuff that's not in your town or stuff that you need, in the next couple of days that's from a company that's in Texas, right? That is great for that. Fine. If you want to do that, that's 100% fine. But like where it's going right now is like you have to have a healthy mix in the economy. You should always be focusing on small businesses and the corporations, because even though those corporations might be ran by like people that are really rich, those corporations also employ majority of the people in this country. So it's like at the same time, it's like those people, if you're not supporting a corporation, those people do not have a job, who then do not have money to then pay to small businesses who will then shut down. That's why we've seen our economy struggle, because of literally millions of people on unemployment, because those big companies are not hiring them. Those smaller companies are not getting any money, so they're not hiring their people back. That's kind of the whole struggle of everything.
Yeah, and it's just like obviously there's going to be objective points against what we're saying too, but that was just like my opinion is that it's good to get people starting to go back to work.
That's what what our podcast is. It's our opinions. Goal. So fuck you.
Yeah, so fuck you.
The goal is to get everybody back to work. Like that's the thing. Like Bren, you made a great tweet. Like why are people like fighting against humanity? Like,
like why are you rooting for the virus?
Okay, so go out and get sick then. It's like, no, it's not the point. People just want to be able to leave their homes. Like I understand, like it's difficult. It's a very hard time. Like I literally have left my house like twice to go see people out of the past 2 months that we've been doing this.
And that's crazy though. That's the fact is that it's 2 months, right? So people, the funniest thing is like 5 years from now, people are freaking out and everything. But like 5 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, it was only 2 months, really? Like, literally people have done worse for years.
Can you tell me about 2020?
Well, like my fucking thing is, my thing is you got some cave troll named like Charles or some shit in his mom's basement tweeting out. He's like, I can't wait for the second wave and people to die. Yeah, like fuck you, dude. Like you fucking suck.
Yeah, fuck you, Charles.
Already
Charles watching this.
All right, Chuck.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
But yeah, so kind of speaking of small businesses, our small business has taken a couple of big strides this past week.
Yes,
hell yeah!
Started up our website, and also for those of you we forgot to mention, we are on YouTube again. So if you aren't watching this on YouTube, then fuck you. I'm just kidding. If you're listening to it on Spotify, that's fine too.
Somebody clip that.
We created our website. We've got some articles already up there. We're going to be posting a lot of blog posts, a lot of reporting, like a lot of just like anything going on in the sports world that we want to talk about that maybe doesn't make it on the podcast is going to go there. Maybe some creative articles, whatever it might be. And with that, I really like the site. How do you guys like it so far?
I love it.
I love it. It's super easy to access. Like,
yeah,
it's for content creation.
40yarddads.com. Go right to it. 40yarddads.com.
So easy to make content. The way you can just like embed a hyperlink for like videos, images. It's so easy to make.
It's so simple. All you have to do is like quick save, quick click right on the left side of the screen.
I like how it looks too. Perfect. I think for people listening to our podcast that listen to it all the time, that might want to go look at sports articles from our perspective, might like reading content as well. I feel like the site itself does a great job of looking clean, without throwing too many things in your face, right? It's there's not a lot of ads. There's not a lot of like, check out this article, like all the way down the page. It's just you want it. It's very simple. Click on it. That's fine, and that's what we've done. And also we've linked our merch store there.
Yes.
which is cool too.
That's right. We
And
sell merch.
before we get to the
merch.
giveaway winner, because I know some of you are listening for that. I know some of you are listening for the giveaway winner. I want to showcase some of the merch because it's come in. So Brennan, what do you got? Show us what you got on there.
This is the OG 40-yard dads hoodie. Okay, it's like a dark green. It's got our logo on it, right in the chest.
It looks weird in the webcams, but trust me,
it looks really good. It's wicked comfortable. It fits right. You know,
I bought a little better on my webcam.
Yeah, I would recommend if you're gonna buy our merch, buy one size up from what you would usually wear, because I usually wear a medium. I got a large, and it fits really well. If I put it through the dryer, it's gonna fit me perfperfully. So I just suggest getting one size.
That's also for the cheap versions of our stuff. We also have the premium that won't do that, but this is that. It looks great
for the cheap hoodie. It's like, it looks great. It feels great. It's actually great quality.
It's Hanes brand. You know it's nice.
You've
worn a Hanes.
It's wicked comfy.
Everybody here has worn a Hanes shirt. You know how comfy those.
And the logo. I'm not just saying this because it's our merch either. Like,
this is like a genuine review of it. Like, this is actually like screen printed on. This isn't like shitty material. Like, this is it's good. Like,
I would have said it was shit because I've used companies before and been like, that's shit merch. Like, I'm a stickler for, like, if I want to get merch for something, I want it to be good for everybody that buys it, including myself. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, yeah, buy it, we want the money, like, it's good. It's like, I would literally tell you, like, on this podcast, on Twitter, whatever, I'd be like, yeah, the merch sucks, we're looking for a new place. Like, that's literally how it is. So we have that shirt with Bran. We got the 40-yard dads dunks tee. This is on the pocket, the sweatshirt, sorry.
I love that design so much.
This is on the left pocket, so it looks nice. Again, nice and comfy. It's Hanes. And then we got the one I'm wearing right now. It's the khaki color with our logo right here that you guys will see up in the top right corner. That's on the shirt. And on the back, it's the intro, and it says, what is up, what is up, what is up, everybody? So
who says that? I wonder.
And then we got this bad boy. We got the Yeti cooler with a bunch of our stickers on the back. It says working hard, hardly working. So for the stickers, we got a 40 sticker, a yard. The Yeti cooler is actually yard cooler, not a Yeti cooler. And there's a 40 sticker, our dad's sticker, so it looks there. We got the Home Depot logo. We have the NFL logo that got removed from the shop.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Our
one
logo
day.
and the dunks.
Wait, why did that one get removed? Why did the
because Cam literally took the NFL logo and just changed it.
That wasn't like free domain. That was like
that was in copying, pasting, and putting in FYD.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can't do that.
No shit. I thought they wouldn't notice. I thought we can get a couple of those out before they took it down.
Spreadshirt saw that one and was like, all right, everything else you guys are infringing on are completely fine, but this one.
Well, because we were used to it's the parody act, so everything else was fine. But
yeah, exactly. So we got the 40-yard dads long sleeve in maroon. I don't know if you could tell. I'm going to move it a little closer to the screen.
Nice. I like the maroon.
But I can't see where it is in the screen because I'm not there, so I'm going to move right here. We have the 40, it just says FYD for 40-yard dads. It's got a mask over the FYD, established 2019 on the front, nice and cool. And then on the back, we got living the dream in quarantine. So I'm going to give my honest review on this one. Quality and the material is great. Print is great. However, we need to make the logo on the back bigger and the logo on the front bigger to make it look good. Everything else looks perfectly fine. But, honest opinion, on this shirt, if you're seeing it on the website, please just give us like 3 days to change the design, and by the time you listen to this, it will be good to go.
Also, I want to give a huge shout out to like not only to our design team, which includes not only us but also Emily Sylvanowitz and Jenna Sullivan. They do a lot for marketing, and they do a lot for our design.
40-yard moms.
40-yard moms. A lot of our designs come from their incredibly fucking funny brains. So huge shout out to them for giving us
the 40-yard moms helped out.
Call them mom, but they do love you very much.
Yeah.
Know that.
So we have those, and we actually now have the winner of our giveaway, which we're doing on Instagram. If you guys aren't following us, see, this is the thing. You can get free merch, right? And all of this stuff to keep up with our content. All you got to do is make sure you follow our Twitter, our Instagram, you like us on Facebook, you subscribe on YouTube, and you follow us on like Spotify and Anchor, right? You follow us everywhere. Easy? It's that easy, right? I know you might not want to do this because let me hear this with you. I know you guys might not want to follow all these accounts, but trust me, if you follow all of those accounts, it doesn't matter which one you use the most. I guarantee you'll see something in the future of a giveaway of something. And if you follow everything, you'll have updates everywhere. So you won't have to be like, where do I watch these podcasts? Where do I listen to it? You'll be following it everywhere.
You'll have everything.
We love you guys. We want to give you free shit. Let us give you free shit.
We're going to be having some, after this, we actually have a brainstorm session planned, and we're going to go over some new merch and look over the merch and make sure it's great.
Damn right.
Go over some new ideas for our content and everything. So we do that after each show. But yeah, I mean, we're doing a great job with it. I like the merch. This is super comfortable. Like, I'm not just wearing it to sell. Like, I don't give a fuck if nobody buys this. I'm telling this to you guys. It is actually comfortable. The print quality is great. I am thrilled with how good it is.
We know it's comfy. We're all thickums, all right? We're all thick boys. We know it's comfy. We know what comfort is, all right?
Yeah.
Like,
so trust me, trust us when we say this, and trust me when I say this, that we're not just bullshitting you so that you guys buy the merch. It is literally worth the money for how much it is. If you want our merch with our info on it, like with our logos, with our designs, with all of our sayings, it is worth it. I'm telling you that. So, Brendan.
Yes.
Why don't we announce the winner of the Instagram giveaway, our first ever giveaway, where this person that wins will get to choose whatever they want on our site, whatever size they want. We will get it to you, and we will send it directly to your house, and you'll be able to do that.
Absolutely. And the winner is Brady. Drum roll, please. That's not making any noise.
Oh, it's not? Fuck.
No.
I'm doing it on my chest. Come on.
Oh, and the winner is John Owen. Give him a round of applause.
Look at this guy go. Congratulations.
That sounded like Brady. That noise it was making. I can't even. It was making like it was like a.
That is the absolute epitome though of what we are. Give a shit.
I was like trying so hard not to laugh. I was like, drum roll, please, and just your cheeks clapping in the background.
That was my chest. That wasn't Brady. That was me doing that, Brent.
That
I was doing it on my chest. Brady was just touching his microphone.
I don't know what. Usually it's just like, you there? Like, fucking.
I was like,
oh my god. Okay, that's beautiful.
Well, the winner is John Owen. We're gonna be after this episode airs. We're gonna be DMing him, getting his shipping information.
Getting all them DMs.
Whatever design he wants, we're gonna be shipping it to him. And like, watch out because we're gonna be doing giveaways like very fairly often. So.
Yeah,
we want to because
I think
it gives us
talking about
free range.
I think we were talking about shooting for like once a month at minimum, depending on like how things are going. And you have to remember too, we're gonna be having some like merch for like holidays and like special events and stuff. So it's not just gonna be the plain old merch. Like,
watch out for 4th of July, ladies and gentlemen.
Basically what I'm saying is after this, we're gonna be talking about our 4th of July collection. So just wait for that.
Fireworks!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
So we're gonna be having a bunch of that stuff come out. We appreciate the people that have actually bought stuff. We have 16 sales so far.
Ooh. And like the store's only been up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the store's only been up for 2 weeks. So the people that have bought merch, wow. Please tell us down in the comments on YouTube, on Twitter, on social media when you get
DM
your
us,
stuff.
whatever.
Right? Take pictures of it and give an honest review. Literally just give us honest reviews. How does it feel? What do you want changed? Everything like that. That's really what we want out of everything is we want to make the merchandise as best as possible because none of us went to school for merchandising. Like none of us are doing anything like this. None of us are merchandise experts. So we want to know.
When I graduated, I didn't. I left.
Yeah, when Brady graduated, he got his bachelor's degree in sports and movement science.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he didn't get the movement part of the sport movement science. He got
mixology.
Graduated with mixology. That's what I got. I can make you a mean jungle juice in science. With science.
Oh man.
So, I mean, I am super excited about just our website, our merch, our everything like that. But One of the main things I'm really excited for, and this is just, we've been talking about this for weeks. This doesn't have to do with us, really. Well, it does. But sports coming back. And with that, one of the biggest sports that I've been a fan of forever. I wrote an article about this as well.
NASCAR.
On our website. No.
Water polo.
Badminton. No. Is the MLB. So the MLB recently announced in their proposal that they're looking to start July 4th, adding the DH to the National League. They fixed the draft. All kinds of things like that. So I wrote a quick article, and I wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts because this is kind of a talking point. But my article I wrote was basically saying that the MLB should just do us all a favor, and they should just start the league every single year, July 4th, let it run the normal time, have about 82 games, right? Cut the season in half, and start it on the fucking July 4th, like America's favorite holiday and America's favorite pastime together. How much more epic can you get than baseball opening day on July 4th?
America's pastime. Open that up on the country's birthday. Are you fucking kidding me?
Boston would have alcohol banned from the city.
Boston, Boston would blow up.
We've already ruined happy hour for everybody else.
Yeah,
so we would ruin sports on that day.
Yeah, Boston.
There would be riots in the streets, win or loss, on opening day.
Yeah,
like
it would look post-apocalyptic. Like
everybody would look like zombies walking out, like cooking in the sun, being hammered, walking out of the stadium.
Like that's what I'm saying, right? Like, and the reason it's not just for like Boston and stuff like that. My whole argument was this, right? Back when people loved baseball, what's one thing humans always do? They want more. We want more. It's never good enough. So with baseball, they actually gave us more. Every time fans asked for more games, more ways to watch the game, whatever, they kept doing it. But look, people work so much now, right? 40 hours plus a week. Nobody has time to watch the 20 hours a week that baseball is on, because they're on for about 5 games a week, and games are about 3.5 hours long.
It's longer than that if it goes into extra innings,
right? And that was my other thing I put in the game, in the article, is that they should also take away the extra innings, right? You have 1 extra inning, and then after that it's either a tie or it's a home run derby. That's it.
Dude, 2017, I went to Fenway, and it ended up being an 18-inning game. I was there for like literally 8 hours.
Like that's like nobody, like, it's cool to be there to see that and everything like that, and it's really cool to be like, you wake up the next day and go, oh, that game went into 18 innings. I went to bed. That
ruins I'm not leaving when I'm at Fenway, so I'm sitting there till 2 a.m. watching, like, the outfielders pick their ass because they just want to go home. Like it's inning 18.
It's insane. They want to go home more than you guys do. Millions to do that.
But the thing is the product on the field, right? This is my thing, is the product on the field. The reason people stop watching baseball, and like obviously baseball is still doing okay, right? It's not doing bad, but the reason less and less kids are playing baseball, the reason less and less baseball is televised, the reason people are not watching the damn draft, right, is because it's a 40-round, like everything in baseball is long. The games are long, the season's long, they have a 40-round draft. It's like, we don't want to see that. People love the reason the NFL is a hit is because you literally watch 1 game a week for your favorite team. The draft is 7 rounds, and even the NFL draft is pretty long. When you watch, I watch all 3 days of the draft, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of done with watching the draft after 7 rounds. That's it.
Yeah, at the 3rd round of the NFL draft, and they're just like talking about players, and they get to the point where they're so out of sync with the next player.
Yep.
And they have to talk about that, and then the next player's already picked. And it's
like when they got to round 5.
How much you got to say about this guy from Appalachian State?
Yeah. They had that for like round 5, and like they were literally 10 picks behind, and I was like, at this point, like I muted it and I just watched like as the picks came up.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing.
I was like, I don't care anymore. I was like, and then when I saw them talking about the Patriots player, I unmuted it, listened to what they had to say, and then muted it.
Mute it. Like that's exactly what I was doing too. It was insanity.
But that's the thing, is even the NFL draft, that is so entertaining to me. I have so much fun.
It's still
watching
enjoyable to watch.
Same thing with the NBA draft, NHL draft. I love watching those. I've watched MLB drafts before, and I've only watched the first round, and I'm like, that's it. That's all I need. I can't watch any more than this. I need to see who the stars are going to be 5 years from now. And that's the worst part, is that there's so many minor league teams and so many rounds in the draft that you don't see like the third overall pick for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Like where in the NBA, someone goes first overall, they're getting 25 minutes a game their first season, depending on how bad the team is. Like, you look at the NFL, that Joe Burrow is going to be the game day starter, like, week 1. Like, unless he gets injured. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's first overall. Even the Patriots, people they drafted in the 3rd round, are going to be on the roster making a difference game 1. Like, it's the same thing. And then you go to, like, the NHL. Like, players they draft in the 1st round are usually, you know, maybe 6th-line defenseman, maybe 4th-line, you know, center for a year or two. But, like, they're on the team. They're not stuffed in AHL and, like, you're waiting on them for years. So it's like the MLB needed to fix that, too. There's so many things they need to fix.
Yeah, and I hope they fix it too, man. Because you know the MLB and the NFL have always been my 2 favorite sports, but I give the MLB a little bit of an edge because I have so many just amazing memories. You know, going to games with my dad when I was little. You know, I remember where I was when we won the 2004 World Series. Like I remember where I was when we won the 2007 World Series, the 2013 World Series, the 2018. I met my one of my best friends and my roommate now during the 2018 World Series. We watched every game together. You know, that's how we became close friends. I remember where I was when Nomar Garciaparra got traded, when Johnny Damon went to the Yankees, you know, when Manny Ramirez left, when Big Papi retired. Like it was just, you know, all these things are like kind of like milestones in my life just because I've religiously followed the Red Sox forever, you know? So like, I hope they're able to improve the MLB and get it back on track because I just like baseball's timeless. I love baseball. I'll never not love baseball. You know,
I think even just a shorter season for me.
Yeah.
Brady, you're muted.
Brady, you're muted.
I hate that
sorry,
so
headphones.
much. Yeah, sorry. Nope, headphones. Nope, keep them in. Turn them up, actually. Dude, I just, oh my God. Just technology, man. I'm not built for technology. I really am a dad.
Quote. Literally a dad quote.
I'm not built for technology.
This technology, man. Like
it's the worst thing in the world.
Like, goddamn face snap.
Dude, no, the worst thing is
Facebook time.
My dad will be like, "Hey, fix my phone for me." I'd be like, "What do you mean?" Like he goes, "You know about computers. You're on your computer every day." I'm like, "No, it's not how that works. Like I can type in like facebook.com and I can share posts and that's about it. Like I don't know anything. Like not like hacker voice. I'm in. Like
yeah.
You can't do that.
I just think
kind
of going back to baseball a little bit. I just think for me, like the sport itself, the reason I've lost interest is because honestly, my attention span has gotten shorter. Like a lot of people because of technology and everything like that. I don't have time to watch unless I'm there. I don't have time to watch 4.5-hour games on TV 5 or 6 times a week, right? Like, especially when other sports are on, like when the NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs are on, like I don't watch baseball at all, right? Like because that's more entertaining to me. And even though NBA and all those games are on during the week, you're only really watching 2 hours max unless it goes into overtime for games like that. And they're honestly entertaining because baseball is the only timed sport right now that we love. Like that's one of the major sports. The only thing without time. I mean, not time sport. It's the only thing that doesn't have a timer. That doesn't have, you know, all right, game's over after 60 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. There's none of that. And the hardest part for me, I think, and I can't speak about you guys, for me watching baseball, the hardest thing is literally sitting through a game and watching extra innings when they play 162 games on top of it. Like just knowing that this could go on forever and then there's also 162 games in the season drives me insane because everybody that's casual with baseball, right, and kind of where my mindset is now is they have plenty of games on TV. I'll just catch the game next time. I'll just watch the game tomorrow, right? Like, I'm busy tonight. Whereas, like, the Celtics are on, the Bruins are on, the Patriots are on. I'm like, I'm watching the game. I'm putting on my jersey. I'm drinking beers. I'm watching the game. But with baseball, it's become that thing. Unless I'm at the thing. It's
2 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, we're coming into the final stretch of the season. Like, the playoffs are going to be tough to get into the playoffs now. And it's just like, this team is 14 games out of the wild card, but they're not dead yet. It's like, what?
Yeah, like they're
right, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I don't like. Normally at that point you'd be like, all right, this team's, they got a lottery pick, you know what I mean? Like we already know like they're just playing the game, they're playing their young players to groom them, but like nope, not in baseball. And like some people love that like you're never counted out and that you can win, but I for one don't like that. Like I like a shorter season. Like it's what gets you the fact that baseball is on for like so long, like time-wise, like it starts in March, basically in February because of spring training and everything like that. So you have from February until October. So you have November, December, January. You have 3 months off of the year. And in those 3 months, it's the off season. It's where the draft is, or no, the draft's in June, sorry. It's where the winter meetings are, where like all of the trades and signings go on. Like it's just all of that happens in 3 months. And that's the off season. And it's like, dude, like NFL off season is from literally mid-February until July, like, and it's like you have that whole time of like, who are we gonna draft? Who are we gonna trade for? Who is still on the market? Who's gonna come to training camp? Like, you don't have that in the MLB.
No, you don't.
It's very easy to slip into that loop of like,
I'll
watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, right. And like I think definitely shortening the season would be like a huge part. Like just limit the games to the weekends. Do it Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I said it on a different episode, but I literally said like, dude, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bang, people would love it. But even if they want to keep the same model of like 5 or 6 games a week, all you got to do is put the DH in the National League, which they're doing, right? Lower the draft, which they did. Great. Make extra innings absolve. Like, get rid of it. Like, get rid of extra innings, except for one. Give them one extra inning, right? One extra inning is fine.
If it ties, it ties.
If it ties, not even. Do a home run derby. People would love to see that.
That would be so sick.
Do
that
like
would be the funniest thing in the world.
Put up,
like, your best guy versus my best guy.
Red Sox Yankees. Put up JD Martinez against fucking Aaron
ranked.
Just like let him go. Like
you pick 2 guys from, or you pick one guy from your team. He is your home run derby guy, right? And you get 10 swings. Time. You get 10 swings. Whoever has the most home runs by the end of it is there. But here's the kicker: your pitcher has to go out and throw it to him.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But your pitcher, like, no, that's the way it would be is you get 10 swings, and if you have 9 outs, it's just like the home run derby. It's worth 2 home runs if you hit it on 9 outs. So like you literally just play that, and who cares if they hit 1 home run each and they tie, right? If they tie, that's it. And the game,
and then everybody just gets to watch bombs. Like
your pitcher has to throw it underhand, and it adds to their ERA.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, come on. God damn it. Like, no, not again.
Another solution I've had, actually I didn't put in my article, but I've thought about this before, is you literally play extra innings, and then after the 10th inning, you start with bases loaded every inning. Bases loaded, no outs. Because what do fans love? They love offense. So if you don't get it done in 10 innings, in the top of the 11th, that team is going to have bases juiced.
At least put a man on second.
But something. They have
to put a man in scoring position. Maybe not bases loaded, but
bases loaded would just be like, all right,
they need to do something drastic, because this is my thing. They need to do something drastic, right? The thing is you add somebody, like if they do something like, oh, we'll give you a runner on first, it's like you're still going to go in, because 95% of the time, it's still, you're not going to score in that thing. But if you put somebody bases juiced or a home run derby, the reason you're doing that after the 10th inning is so that you can guarantee the game is most likely going to end at that point. Right? So let's say they do the home run derby, they don't win in 10 innings, it's still tied. You do the home run derby, everybody goes home.
Now, here's the thing. If you do a home run derby, and that player that does the derby, does that count towards their season's home runs?
Yes.
Ooh.
No, actually.
God, no, that can't
No, I just thought of it because they get 10 swings.
Yeah, I was just like,
if they hit 8 bombs, they're just like,
goodbye, fucking Mike McGuire. Like,
no, but it would count like they'd have a home run derby like win-loss record as a thing. So
that makes more sense.
If you're like, it'd be like a save, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it would be. And like your pitching coaches are obviously throwing it, whatever. Like, you go out there, bring out the fucking fence, sit behind it, and fucking lob balls.
if you do a home run derby to win games, you're gonna have literally Mike Trout and Bryce Harper just nutting all
exactly. And you know how great that is for the product on the field, that people that are at the stadium that pay money to see the best hitters in baseball, and you know how great that is for the fans that are watching on TV. That is going to sell so much like merchandise and everything. And on top of it, what's even better than that is the fans that love those pitching duels, you know, those old school fans that love those games. When it's 1-0, 1-1, they get their wish. That 9 innings, that 10 innings was a very close tied game, great pitching. And then all the other fans that are bored get to see a home run derby anyway at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, and by the end of the game, most people that go to baseball games aren't going to know what's going on. They're just going to see like home run derby because they're just going to be cracked out of their mind.
People are going to buy tickets for the chance to see a home run derby.
Yeah, it's going to be like a Saturday night. It's going to be a Saturday night in Boston. It's like here comes the 10th inning home run derby, and everybody's like, "What?"
Yeah. Listen, dude. My point is, if you limit it to the weekends, you know, you don't have to like. You know, everybody's too busy during the week to watch baseball games. Like every Friday night, I'm watching a Red Sox game with my boys. You know, like that's what I want to do. Like that's awesome.
And that's what I said that before too. I remember we talked about that on I think it was like 3 or 4 episodes ago. But we literally talked about the fact that they should just do the weekend things. Like that's an option too. They have to do something to shorten the game that itself, like the game going on. They have to shorten that. They have to shorten the season, and they have to shorten the draft and make it more entertaining. And if they can do those things, the sport will be fine. So, like, that was basically the basis of my article. Was like, I'm not saying screw baseball, it's dead. I'm saying, like, you need to do these things, or you're going to.
Before it dies.
Yeah. Whoever the fucking MLB spy is that is out there listening to our podcast.
Everything we say happens.
Listen to this shit.
Yeah, listen because everything's
Take all the
happening.
credit. I don't care. Take all the credit. I don't care.
We've been speaking it into existence.
We're just here.
We've been speaking it into existence.
Everything that we say, you guys have been doing. So clearly, you're listening.
You just see the guy. He's like, he just like listens up. He's not even listening. He's just writing down everything we're saying, and then he hears like to the spy, and he's like, "What?" And he just looks up from his desk, and he's like, starts clicking furiously. How do they know?
To the side and goes, "No, no."
Bottom left-hand corner, it's like
Rob Manfred comes up and he's like,
"Take him out,
kill him. We'll get a new spy."
They know too much.
No, seriously, literally every time we talk about the MLB and we give suggestions, literally the next day, it's like they
literally we said it on that like one episode, and I literally think 3 days later they were like, DH added to the NL. Like they're like,
I woke up to a text. I woke up to a text from Cam, and he was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me." And I was like, "What?" And I looked at, I was like, "What?"
Dude, but it's like, the best thing about it is like it's like the DH to the NL thing. It's like that has nothing to do with the virus. That just is added.
No, it's just added. Yeah, like we just
he said that. So that was the thing. That's the funniest thing. This is the credit
that we're gonna take, and the MLB is just gonna reap. It's fine. It's all there.
It's saving our sport.
We're okay with it.
All we want is if you want to give us some media passes so we can come see. That's all we want.
Just a couple, 2-3 media passes.
Let me play the organ.
Let us get our intern.
Let me just talk to him.
Give our intern some media passes so he can become a reporter and just get breaking news from his sources. Dan the intern with sources. We need that.
Speaking of the Oregon at Fenway, when I was like 7 or 8, I went to a Red Sox game with my dad, right? And he was friends with one of the guys that worked like behind the scenes at Fenway. So he brought us up to the booth where they have the organ where they play the music. And my dad's hammered at this point. And we're just sitting there watching the game. My dad literally just like leans over and he leaned on the organ and just like loose sound all over. It's like, and everybody collectively in Fenway was like,
what are you doing up there?
And the guy was like, "All right, we gotta go." And it's like
it's on the 7th inning stretch yet. Come on,
it was so funny, buddy. It was so funny. He just leaned on the organ. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
All the Pink Cat fans,
all right, we gotta go.
All the Pink Cat fans are sitting there with their phone like this. They're like, "What was that? Was that a home run?" It's like,
oh my god, it was just like
attention.
Yeah, like the people that go to baseball games just to say they went to baseball games
and they sit on their phone the entire game.
Oh my god, I hate people like that, man.
That's
waste all that money. Like you
know what it is? It's girls in camo Red Sox hats taking selfies.
They're called pink cats. They're pink
cats.
They
yeah,
wear
the
pink
fucking
cats.
pink cats. Yeah,
pink cat fans.
Like the
it's an actual thing.
they'll show the monster and nobody's like looking down like at the field. Like a lot of people are just like on their phone. It's like,
dude, monster tickets are like $200.
It's a lottery.
The game.
Monster tickets are a lottery too. You can't just buy them. Like you have to win the lottery to buy them.
Yeah. Well, why would you spend like $250 to sit behind the plate just to be seen on camera, just staring at your phone the entire time?
Once the sport's back open, once the Red Sox are playing again, I'll get us monster tickets.
Because I've never been on the Monster, and I actually watched the entire game. Like I'm on the edge of my seat. Good pitch.
The last
Brady, the last time we went, dude, remember we were like, home run right here.
That was mad fun. I was like calling out home runs, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
Remember when we were like, "Home run right here, we'll chug this," and like we chugged it. We just hear a guy behind us go, "Yeah!" That's ridiculous.
Dude, you just made me think about it because I sat on the Monster when I was young. It was when Manny was still on the team.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm sitting on the Monster, like I'm like a young kid, and I'm with my.
Is the Monster a metaphor for the priest? You were sitting on a monster at a young age.
Yikes. We were.
Clip that.
Clip. Let me get back before we get attacked by the church.
Oh my god.
I'm on the Monster, and I'll never forget. There was this woman that just goes, "Hey Manny," and Manny Ramirez looks up and she goes, "What do you think of this?" And just flashes Manny Ramirez, and I'm sitting there, little like child me, like, "Oh,
whoa, Brady, I have those
so
too."
Funny,
yeah, for real."
But for real though, the last like 8 Red Sox games I've been on either on the Monster or the Budweiser deck. So I'll get us tickets.
I've been there too.
Dope.
I love
the Budweiser deck is so dope.
Budweiser deck is
they
so
bring stuff to you. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, you get your own waiter, and you're like sitting on the like you're literally like it's like a ledge that like overcomes like basically like right field, and like you just sit at your own table, and they have like a waiter, and it's a sick. Like we'll go. I'll get us tickets.
Perfect.
Good. We need them. We need to get a media pass for Dan the intern here too.
Yeah, we do. We do need to get a media pass for
these. Are the goals.
And you know what I hate too? I feel like we have to preface that our website. Hold on, I got a mint in my mouth. Let me take that out. Our website and our podcast is not for the faint of heart. Okay.
No. we are explicit.
No,
we're fucking degenerates. Like.
So I don't want to hear any blue-haired people getting mad.
We're not going to be sponsored by ABC Mouse anytime soon.
ABC Mouse.
Your children should not be listening to our sports.
Oh my god, my nana came over last weekend.
Oh my god, I can't believe he just said that. Cancel them. Like,
my nana came over last weekend. I was wearing this. She's like, "Oh, it's from your podcast." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Don't listen to it." And she's like, "I won't. I saw your post. I saw." And I was like, "Yep, don't listen to my podcast, Nana. I swear you'll have a heart attack.
Nana.
Like you'll have a heart attack. Don't listen to our podcast."
Not my sweet Brendan. Oh yes, Nana.
It is your
sweet Brendan. Brendan's a bad person. If you couldn't tell, like, I'm sorry. Nana's not listening. You know she's not gonna.
Nana's not listening.
She's not listening.
Yeah, but like I said,
Brendan's a townie.
Literally, my joke just back then. You know, if this was out to everybody, they would be like, "Cancel him." I can't believe
he made fun of the church.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That I wish I could go to, and clearly don't care about holy days anymore because it's a quarantine. Zinger!
I think the best part about that joke was like Brady. You said that's probably around like 2007. Probably when you were at that game. That's the exact same time that whole like spotlight thing happened.
Yeah.
Well, it was like it could have been a metaphor because he was like, I was a young child and I was sitting on top of the monster, and it's just like, wait, hold on.
Oh, the monster.
What monster?
The beast.
Do you want to talk about it, Brady?
It's a dark and stormy night.
Oh boy.
Speaking of organs, like
People aren't gonna like this episode.
Man.
This is gonna be a not remembered episode by the people.
And after Brady's post too, I think we're just getting shut down.
Oh yeah, dude. God damn, that was.
Oh fuck
tough.
that! Your post needed to be said.
Yeah,
fuck that. Your post is 100.
Dude, even Anthony Lynn came out and talked about it
because it's bullshit. That's
because
why.
for people that don't know or didn't read the blog post that I made, the NFL wants to propose to all the owners that they make a addition to the Rooney Rule, which the Rooney Rule is named after Art Rooney. And the whole thing is, you have to interview at least one minority head coach or GM for an open vacancy. And what they want to do in addition to that is now incentivize the fact that you have a head coach or general manager that is a person of color. And the big problem with that is that they're just promoting the fact that, look, if you guys like go through with getting a person of color as your head coach or general manager, we're going to give you an incentive of picks in the third round. So it breaks down to, if you hired a head coach of color, you can move up 6 picks in your third round. If you hired a GM, you could move up 10 picks. And if you were to hire both, you'd move up 16. Like that.
And like the thing with that we were discussing is that if you implement that and you do that, then you're going to have them hiring coaches, and you're going to be hiring coaches just for draft picks, and you're going to be overlooking other like black coaches that are actually good coaches, because they're just going to be hiring anybody. Like,
yeah,
you're going to be like, all right, well,
at that point,
throw them on the staff. You know, like you're going to be overlooking the Mike Tomlins. You're going to be overlooking, because like you're just going to be picking any black coach, and that in itself is also, it's, I think, in my opinion, it's racist to incentivize hiring a black coach. Like, I think that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just feel like with all of that, it really, because like I said in the article, it just opens up so many different things.
Yeah, it's not a good look for the NFL.
It's not a good look for the NFL, and I don't think this is going to pass.
Now
pass,
yeah, because I understand
there's going to be no change.
I understand the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule makes sense because yes, you have to do that. But if you're incentivizing it, that's racist, because then at that point, it's almost like you're saying that like black coaches aren't good, so we're gonna bribe you to hire them. Like, that's bullshit.
An exact coach from Anthony Lynn, who is the head coach of the Chargers, he's an African-American man. Sometimes you can do the wrong thing while trying to do the right thing.
Right, and that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, we're going to get more diversity, but you're going about it the wrong way. Like, you're going about it the complete way. You shouldn't be bribing teams to hire black coaches. That's just, like, that's wrong. Like, that's inherently wrong.
It's exactly, and I don't think, and if that does pass within NFL ownership, I feel like it's not going to be talked about like ever again, because, and my reasoning for that is that it gets passed and everybody will sit there and say, this is a monumental day for the NFL. Amazing. And then it's never going to be like talked about because that's not like a pressing matter anymore.
Yeah.
Because back in 2017, there were 8 head coaches that were minority coaches going into that season, and right now there's only 4 and everybody's up in arms. But you look at the other coaches that don't have jobs anymore as head coaches. You have Marvin Lewis, who coached the Bengals for way too long. He was an okay coach, but he could never get it done. You have Hugh Jackson on the Browns, who won 3 collective games, and people are saying like, well, he deserves a job. No, he doesn't. Todd Bowles was an okay coach in the Jets, but the problem was he's had a bad team, and now he's an offensive coordinator for the Bucs. Like,
it's not like he doesn't have a job. Like,
it's not that he doesn't have a job either. Vance Joseph on the Broncos, horrible. Like, these coaches were not good, and that's why they don't have head coaching jobs. It has nothing to do with their race. It has nothing to do with who they are as people.
It's the same reason Tomlin's got 2 rings and is still the coach of the Steelers.
Yeah, because Tomlin's
won.
Exactly.
Stud coach. He's a stud coach.
Exactly. Ron Rivera has been to 1 Super Bowl, but have you seen?
He was also a player on the, like, he was the Bears. Like, he was on that Bears team. Like, that's
he was
his
on
legacy
the Bears
got him the job.
Yeah, when they were Bears. Like,
he was on the Bears in the 80s, and he has a ring with them. And you know, like. And like he's been coaching for a long time. He's been coaching, and that's why he's still there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Anthony Lynn has gotten his start by just working through the ranks.
Brian Flores too.
He worked for the Jets.
Yep, Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores. And players respect Brian Flores, and players want to play for.
He had a great second half of the season last year.
He did.
Yeah, they started out rough, and then they cocksmacked the Patriots, and then
nobody wants to play for Hugh Jackson. They've said that. Nobody wants to play for Marvin Lewis. People have said that. People want to play for Brian Flores because he's a good coach. He's a good motivator. He does all these things. Same thing with Anthony Lynn. Same thing with Rivera. Everybody.
And Mike Tomlin. Yeah.
It's to the point where you can implement race into any conversation, and it's valid because this is a valid conversation to have. There need to be more minority coaches in the league
and general managers. Yeah,
but you can't incentivize
because you're gonna have teams that are doing it strictly for the picks and are gonna hang on to them for the minimum and be like, we got our good players. He's not really a fit. We're gonna go find somebody else. And then you're gonna see hiring the best candidate at that time, no matter what. You're
gonna see teams do some scummy shit, like hire a minority coach and then keep him for a year to get their draft pick, and then fire him and rehire a new coach. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be that's gonna be the scummy shit.
That's something that's going to happen, and that's something the NFL has to discuss, and that's something that I can feel like the owners are going to say, because there are plenty of owners in this league that would definitely do some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones,
foolish stuff.
That Jerry Jones, right?
Yeah,
you don't even need to cough. Just Jerry Jones is a fucking idiot. Like, you don't even need to cough.
And you made me think about that by just saying Jerry Jones. It's like everybody's saying like, he hired Mike McCarthy and no other coaches really had a chance. But that's the thing. It's like, why wouldn't you want Mike McCarthy? Mike McCarthy is such a name. It's like, yeah, he didn't end well in Green Bay, but Mike McCarthy has built Alex Smith. He built Aaron Rodgers. Why wouldn't you want that as your head coach? Like, that has nothing to do with race. That doesn't matter that Mike McCarthy's white.
He's a good coach.
He's a good coach. He's a good face to have for your franchise. And he's going to go to work with Dak Prescott, and they're going to do some great things in Dallas. I think Dallas is a legitimate shot of going to the Super Bowl this year.
Speaking of which,
Mike McCarthy is big.
Have they paid Dak yet?
Dak is still going to be on the franchise tag. And that's why I think they picked up Andy Dalton.
Okay.
Because for the fact that Zeke sat when he didn't get a payday, and him and Dak are best friends. Yeah, so I can only imagine that. You can only imagine that Dak can do the same thing. And they brought in Dalton on a $7 million contract.
So that's a playing contract. That's not
exactly Andy Dalton.
It's not like they gave him great for Andy Dalton. I love Andy Dalton. I thought
he's one of the most underappreciated quarterbacks in this league right now.
He has the most touchdowns in Bengals history. Like, he did that last year. Like, he broke the Bengals record for most touchdowns,
which is
Carson Palmer.
Too impressive.
Carson Palmer said
it's still impressive. You have it.
No, I'm just saying you have
the record.
I'm just making fun
team,
of the Bengals.
Like, it's
Joe Burrow's going to break that in 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like Joe Burrow, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do there. It's going to be really tough without any development.
So kind of with our little bit negative last two things about people flipping out about all the things we're saying, this is controversial. I kind of want to switch over to Bren and show me the goods, because we have not done this today, and this is actually a really long episode, and we completely forgot to get to it. So let's go to show me the goods, and let's do your thing, Bren. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I have 3 things today. Again,
okay.
My first one is not. I don't know if I could classify this as like good news, because it doesn't benefit humanity, but it's really fucking funny. This is quick thinking policeman captures runaway peacock after downloading mating call app to his phone.
I guess whatever it takes.
So I guess what happened is this lady, she breeds peacocks, and she lives in this very suburban area outside of Boston, and the peacock escaped.
I saw someone sent me a picture. Their mom was on a walk. Look what me and Dad found on our walk. And it was the picture of the peacock. And I was like, what the fuck? You live near Lynn. Like, where is this?
Outside of Lynn.
Yeah, it's like,
the thing took off, and apparently it was like charging at people and like waving its fucking feathers out and like
trying to make,
dude. The policemen go after it, and like they're apparently deciding whether or not they want to tase this peacock, which is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, if they tase the peacock, are you kidding me? So the cop literally pulls out his iPhone and finds a peacock mating call app. That's an app, first of all.
It's an app. First of all,
is that an app? Like
for this
amazing.
Exact moment, somebody in the future was like, I need to go back in time and make this because it's going to be a thing.
Somebody was sleeping one night and then they just woke up in a cold sweat like peacock mating app.
Peacock mating call.
Oh my god, this is going to take off.
So the cop downloads this peacock mating call app and he just presses it. I don't even know what noise a peacock makes. So he starts playing it and apparently the peacock just like comes around the bushes and just like walks right up to him and they just like fucking manhandle the thing and carry it back to
get in the car. Yeah, he just keeps putting it in the back seat. Thing's just pecking at the phone. Like.
The thing is probably trying to fuck him. Like, I don't know. Next thing is Illuminated Drones created a beating heart to honor healthcare workers in Rotterdam sky, which is pretty sick. Like it was like 4,000 different drones and they had flashing red lights attached to them and they like came up into like this big ass heart in the sky and it was
They're
like
taking over.
Heart.
That's pretty dope.
That was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty sick.
So cool.
Sick.
Yeah. That takes a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
That's a ton of people and a ton of drones. And
or just one really smart guy with one controller.
Yeah.
It's like Elon Musk with a pinky ring. Like that's
Imagine if they didn't tell anybody, because there definitely had to be like some kind of like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing.
There's some paperwork involved there.
But imagine they didn't tell like the general public and then like people are just like sitting outside of their houses like beautiful night in Rotterdam. And he's like,
"It's a giant
oh my god, they're attacking!"
Like, yeah, seriously. Or
it's
like,
here, the day is here.
You gotta be doing some paperwork there, because like, God forbid a plane's flying low. Like they're up in the city sky. Like, you gotta be in coordination with like air traffic and like you gotta do something. But I mean, it's an amazing gesture. But
absolutely amazing
work
gesture
behind there. And then my last one is U.S. traffic deaths fell in 2019 and 2020 for third and fourth year straight, even as overall road use increased.
Nice.
So that's awesome. So cars are becoming safer. I think especially in the past few months, they're like dramatically decreased, collision deaths. So I think that's my last bit of good news for the day.
Oh, that's good news.
Good. Well, I think that's a kind of like a good spot to end our discussion today. I do want to get into the dad advice and the dad joke and kind of just wrap up here.
I got a good dad joke today.
Perfect. I got some dad advice. This is some kind of I think I want to make this honestly like the dad advice into just like my update, because I have been investing a lot into stocks, and just kind of talk about straight up. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. But I invested in Moderna at like $55 a share. They're a Cambridge, Mass company. They just went through phase 1 of their clinical trials for their coronavirus vaccine, and all of the signs were positive with it. And it was very good. And they skyrocketed. I woke up this morning before market close from $58 to $88 a share. And that's a huge jump. That was like 37% or something.
Yeah, that's a massive jump.
They've made me about $120 today alone, just from doing that. And they are doing their next test in July. And basically, if I can check my stocks, because they're doing well, and this is something I would say to you guys, I wouldn't buy it right now because they're so expensive now, but I would still invest in cruise lines. And holy shit, I'm up $140 now. I would invest in the two biggest things right now, if you have the money, is Norwegian Cruise Line and the oil, because Norwegian Cruise Line is, of the three cruise lines, right? Obviously, all cruise lines are cheap. Norwegian Cruise Line itself is at, right now it's at $13 a share. I bought it at $9.89 a share, so it's already made me money. It's already made me $50 alone. The good thing about that is their demand, they said, has not changed, so people are still booking cruises past 2020 and 2021, so it's good for there, and they have the liquidity to last. If nobody buys a cruise for the next 18 months, they can still survive, and they have the longest projection of how long they can last as a company, so they are very good to buy into right now. and they are up today about 22%. So I would buy into Norwegian Cruise Line and hold on to it and sit on it, as well as Marathon Oil, which is MRO. Those are my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor. So only invest what you're willing to lose.
Yep. It is 100% your choice.
But also, that's what I'm doing. So
I'm going to give some dad advice. This is more dad here. Take care of your lawn. Okay.
Oh, please.
I go out on bike rides every day, and I'm seeing people's lawns are overgrown. I'm seeing they're patchy. I'm seeing they're shitty. All right, here's the thing:
if you're nothing to do,
you have nothing to do. If you're gonna be a real man and you're gonna own a house, listen. Between you and your neighbors, it's a game of inches. Okay, you're measuring dicks. That's what's going on here. If your neighbor has a better lawn than you, he's better than you.
He's better than you.
It doesn't matter if his house is smaller. It doesn't matter if you have a better job. If his lawn is better, he is.
You have a hotter wife.
Don't matter. Doesn't matter if his lawn is better than yours.
His wife is hotter to everybody else.
It's over
now.
Exactly, Brady. Healthy lawn means happy marriage, means hot wife, means good house. Means the lawn is the glue for everything in your household
and the world.
You need a good lawn and the world. It's your lawn. You need to take care of your lawn. If your lawn is not put together, you are not put together.
And do not let your dog piss on the damn lawn because you are going to have rings.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dad advice.
And just dad advice. Take your dogs for walks. Get outside. Exercise. Keep your lawn,
all right, Brady.
Lawn healthy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
end this off.
Listen, I'm gonna preface this by saying, I know I tell a lot of dad jokes. I'm not a real dad. I'm a faux pas. That's not the joke, though. That's not the joke. That's a good one.
Was that off the top of your head right there?
I saw that on Twitter. No, I saw that on Twitter like last week, and it's been sitting there.
Oh my God!
I think that's the funniest thing in the world, but that's not the joke. That's not the joke I had today.
I'm a faux pas. God damn.
Not the joke.
Let's get to it, Brady. Come on.
Did you guys know that atheism is a non-profit organization?
What?
It's a non-atheism is a non-profit.
Zinger!